So at the age of 19, I had an investment in a business already. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, and that's where it kind of like looped around, and ever since then I've said I don't ever want to work for anybody else but but myself.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Before the Money. We're sitting here with Darvin Sejdic. He is an entrepreneur, all-round really, really interesting guy. He's about to open his second cafe, WavyBone Espresso. You're going to know a lot about this guy's story today because, this is my second time meeting him. I'm already super fucking captivated, man. So this is a little bit of an interesting episode and flash to a little bit of visual if you're watching on YouTube. We have a whole group of people out networking at Electric Sugar Studios, and we're just kind of about to jump into a really interesting episode. This is a massive experiment, so let's see where this goes, I suppose.
It feels like we've kind of gone to space a little bit because all of a sudden it's just silent here in the studio. You can't hear all the hustle and bustle going on.
That's what it's all about. But
before, when the mic was coming in from Scott's control room, it was just echoing like a million voices into my head, and I was like fucking sitting here. I'm a little bit drunk, just a little bit.
I think we're all drunk at this point right now. It's a good drunk, but
mad. So we're gonna take this episode off with a little bit of a segment.
Yeah, let's do it.
Are you ready to play a game?
Keen. Nah, let's do it.
Ready for a game?
I'm always keen for games.
We put this game together just for you.
Okay, I love it.
So
let's go.
This game is, what does my coffee order say about me?
Love it.
All right, ready for this?
Let's go.
I'm going to lead with my own coffee order. So I would get a large mocha double chocolate. What does that say about me?
Large mocha double chocolate. You're not a big coffee drinker. I reckon that's a good one.
Bang on.
The more chocolate, the less coffee. So.
Yeah.
Hot chocolate not a bad thing, but hey.
No, that's bang on. That's bang on.
There you go.
All right, we'll go to the next one.
Yeah, let's do it.
Grande macadamia milk latte.
Oh,
damn.
Sounds delicious.
You go to Zarafa's drive-thru every day.
Oh,
do you?
Yeah.
Fuck, cut me deep, bro.
Shit. 100%.
All right, we got an iced mocha decaf, half strength with 2 shots.
Ooh. I don't know. That's a bit of everything. I think that everybody. That's a hard one. That's not a coffee drinker, but they are. But they're not.
Surely that's a contradiction to get decaf half strength, but then you're adding 2 shots.
I just think they don't know what they want. That's a start.
Sound as fancy as possible.
Yeah.
All right. We've got a caramel no ice cream. Add whipped cream. That's all that says.
Is that a coffee?
Caramel no ice cream. Add whipped cream.
Is that a coffee or?
I'm not sure. There's no coffee listed here.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe just
right.
One of those customers that just come in and do their own thing. So
sometimes they're looking
for
a dessert as
Nothing
well.
wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
100%.
We've got a flat white with honey.
That's actually a really good one. Hey.
Hello, Scott.
I think that's definitely somebody that knows their coffee or from Melbourne. Yeah. That's actually a big one in Melbourne, I think.
Yeah.
Flat white with coffee. Flat white, honey, all the little bits.
What does the honey do?
Sweet. Yeah. Look, it mixes well with coffee. That's the thing. It mixes really well with coffee. So anything that you really put honey in with, it's good. So
just adds to it.
Yeah, especially if it's a real dark roast or a stronger type of coffee. It works out really nice with it.
We've got the next one is an almond milk latte.
Almond milk latte.
Pretty standard. I feel like I've heard latte
burley vibes.
That's very popular these days.
Yeah, it's 100%. Everybody kind of drinks that. Alternative milk is, I think, the way to go these days. So
yeah, it's a new standard.
Definitely.
I'm gonna put the next 2 together because they're the same thing.
Yeah,
medium cap with sugar and a medium cap. So just medium cap.
You're standard everyday person. We get every day. Yeah, every day.
The bulk order.
You're like every second order is that exact order. So
you must be on autopilot whenever that comes in.
Oh, definitely. It's a good thing, but you kind of, when you get those people in every day, you know what they're getting before they even come in. So you know,
see
an
it in
easy
their
order
eye.
is a good order for everyone.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's what I said when they put that in there. I was like, I bet you got every barista.
It's a good order. It's a happy order for a barista. Yeah. Yeah.
We got a caramel latte on oat milk.
That sounds like a headache.
No, not at all. No, oat milk's my favorite milk. So
Yeah.
I love
Oat milk is very sweet though.
Sorry, oat milk.
Yeah.
I think it's the closest thing to regular milk.
You reckon?
Yeah. Okay.
Oat
Is that
milk.
what makes it your
Yeah, I think so. Like I don't really drink any dairy, so that's my go-to kind of.
favorite? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's really nice with anything that you put with it. It's really
I played
good.
around with the almond milk, but it just seems to curdle every time.
Yeah, it's like
You don't have the
depends on
skills, bro.
what milk you're using, but like
Mm.
what type of almond you're using. If you're using a
Mm.
barista blend, it's kind of comes in much
Friendly
better
for
for
that,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Okay. We've got an oat flat white dirty chai oat milk.
That's fucking complicated.
What is dirty chai?
So that is
Like
pretty
coffee and
much
chai.
it's coffee, chai, bit of cinnamon.
Like mixed together?
Yeah, mixed together.
Okay.
Yeah, that it's actually really nice. I enjoy it.
So
good.
where are you
Okay.
pulling all these orders from, by the way?
These are everybody here tonight.
Oh,
I've
I
sat
like
around
it.
and got
I like
everybody's
it.
order.
Shit, they're gonna kill me outside.
There's someone out there like, this motherfucker's talking
Yeah.
shit.
Nah, as long as you drink coffee, it's all good.
We've got a flat white soy.
Good order.
Yeah, nice.
It's like one of those just generous orders. I just
Mhm.
have a flat white on
Yeah,
on
nice.
soy milk. Yeah,
And we got almond milk mockers.
I'm a more mock. I think I'm gonna go with the first answer. Everybody kind of just
Yeah,
you're not a big coffee drinker,
Yeah.
but you don't drink dairy, so.
that's 100% why I drink.
Do you drink a lot of
mockers.
Do you drink a lot of coffee?
I will drink 2 mockers in a day.
So you're a
He has
coffee
a lot
So
of
it's
drinker.
like
chocolate.
this is like a coffee between
Yeah,
the two
yeah.
of them.
Yeah, okay. But do you like coffee? Like, do
I
you like,
like
the taste
it.
of coffee? Or?
I do, but I prefer the taste of chocolate, and I prefer the taste of coffee when it's accompanying chocolate.
With chocolate. Okay. Yeah,
Mm.
nice. Fair enough.
The last one we got on here is a quarter strength decaf soy extra hot with 4 sweeteners and a shot of caramel.
Fucking hell.
That's enough.
I don't know. That's yeah. I don't know who's drinking that.
It sounds like someone in the booth.
Yeah,
that
I think
Definitely.
someone-
I heard that.
Somebody close is drinking
Yeah,
that one.
That's a good one. I like that.
And that brings us to the end of our list.
That was cool.
like that
I
little
enjoyed
game,
that. I
yeah.
enjoyed that. It was
It's
cool.
funny how everyone has such different orders. I mean, like, gone are the days where you just, can I have a coffee, please? Like, when you
Yeah.
see every American
Well,
show, they just pour
yeah,
that black
filter.
tub.
Yeah, it's funny actually you say that. So where the actual shop is located, it's a mixed demographic,
Mhm.
and like you just said, you kind of still get people in there where they're like, oh, can I please just get a white coffee? And to us, like in a different demographic, we're like, what? So what
What's
coffee would
that?
you like? What is it? What is it? So like generally, when somebody does say, I want a white coffee, it's like a flat white,
Mhm.
which is what they're used to. But yeah, just the actual them coming up to you and saying it, it's very different now. So yeah, and like it's actually pretty funny how there's not as much dairy included into coffee anymore. That's what I've noticed the most being in a shop.
Because there used
So-
to be like cream and all
well,
that.
that's
kind of
all it
stuff
was,
added
like
as
full
well, yeah.
full cream milk, like or whatever skinny milk, and now it's just like alternative milk everywhere. So
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah,
So you own a cafe. It started off as a coffee van
Yeah.
called WavyBone.
correct. Yeah.
So that is a fucking really awesome name. Where did
Yeah.
that name come from?
So me and my business partner Michael, which couldn't attend tonight, so we grew up together,
Mhm.
and we liked ASAP Rocky. So ASAP Rocky was our
Who
thing back in
fucking
the day.
doesn't?
Mhm.
And just I don't know, growing up as a teenagers and hanging out, like our group was always like kind of into that kind of music.
Yeah.
And, yeah, just enjoyed it. And when he came out, I don't quite know what the album name. I kind of forgot about the album name, but there was a song in there called WavyBone,
Mhm.
and pretty much every time we'd just hang out together. The song would pretty much come on, and we'd
Yeah.
actually enjoy that particular song together
Mhm.
as like I don't know, we were best mates. So yeah, we always kind of aspired, me and him, to do something together in regards to business and, you know, find our way and what we want to actually do. And when that came up, we're like, we're gonna do a coffee shop. We looked back at that and we were like, oh, okay. WavyBone's pretty
Yeah,
cool and
obvious
different,
sign.
and yeah, so that's kind
It's
of how it came along.
it's
Yeah,
such a cool name because it separates you from every coffee shop everywhere.
Definitely,
Like it's just
definitely.
such a cool name, and
Yeah.
there's no other coffee shops around that have a name that just rings different in a cool way
Bells,
like that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it
Legit.
was like
Yeah.
a good example for it is lots of people that do come in, they do ask the question why,
Mm-hmm.
and when you do explain it, it's cool to have a story behind it and actually for them to be like, oh, this is cool. So
Legit.
yeah,
I'm going to be telling everyone now about WavyBone and how it came from an ASAP song.
Yeah.
It just adds
Thank
that
you.
like
Yeah,
street
it's
cred
cool.
to
It's
it,
cool.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I love it.
Right. So whereabouts is your cafe? So actually, you know what? Let's start off with the coffee van because that's your roots. That's your
Yeah.
fundamentals.
Yeah.
I was just saying to someone outside earlier that the way that you've set up the van is so, I don't like using this word very often, but so aesthetic. Like it couldn't help but be successful. Literally, you've nailed it for the times at the moment. And so what first kind of made you want to start up a coffee van?
So originally, the original plan was go all in, all out, and do a coffee shop. So this is how it's funny enough. So me and Mike were one day renovating his brother's house in Tallapudgera Creek, and we were just on our break, just in Smoko, and we were just going through. I don't know why he was going through Facebook Marketplace. He was on there, and he saw this caravan, and this guy, he kind of had the fundamentals already of it, and he was wanting to turn it into a bar for home.
Mm-hmm.
So he had a big acre of land or whatever it was, and we saw it, and it was up for sale, and we just kind of looked into it, asked him a couple of questions, and we're like, instead of going pretty much all out with all our money that we have and we're going to invest, let's actually look into this and see, plan it out. Let's see what the pros and cons are, what we think we can do, where we can actually go and make some money with it, whether it be markets or private events.
Yeah.
So when we did get it, we were like, I think a lot of people, you see a lot of, not to bag anybody, everybody has their own way.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of treating it as a caravan, we treated it like we had a shop. So everything that we did in there from the start, from renovating it to the coffee machines to how it looks, and I think that our business structure to get it up and running was we're doing a proper shop. We're not doing a caravan. And then when we did go out and do our thing, people kind of saw that. And that's where it, where the whole, when you say aesthetically pleasing, it's kind of has that kind of branding around it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Instead of treating it like a caravan and like a shop, what are the little details that set you apart in that sense?
So me and Mike worked in cafes prior to the caravan, so we kind of knew what machinery we needed. So from all the machines that are in there, so from the coffee machine to grinders to everything, they're all top notch, manufactured machines, and
it makes such a difference in the final taste of the coffee as well.
Making it easy for yourself in there. It's a really small space, man. It's tiny. So being in there and just trying to make it as comfortable as possible, I think it kind of just made it even better for us. In saying that, it also, I think, from the benches, so all our benches are a brown, and they kind of, it's when you're ordering, it's legit like you're in a shop. So you got your menu behind, got a bit of greenery, the outlay's white with the WavyBone branding and everything. And then, it's just all set up just to be a takeaway shop. So I think that's
clean.
Exactly. Yeah. And we tend to try every time we do have an event or everything's cleaned up nicely, everything's prepped and ready in its position, and then we head out and we doors are open, let's go.
So why did you want to, let's backtrack a little bit. Why did you want to kind of start something of your own in the first place? Why did you want to go out and start your own business? What?
I kind of always had, I don't know, business kind of mindset, entrepreneurial mindset. I think it's a big thing for me was hanging out with people that already had businesses. And this was at a young age with the people, the place that I first started working at back in the day, it was a barber shop. And at that barber shop, I was actually making coffee. So they had a full machine set up. It was a proper takeaway bar, coffee espresso bar. and they I ended up actually managing the little space, and the part owner of that particular business at the barber shop, me and him got on really well, like really great guy, like, and he was the mind kind of the business, so from finances to structure to the goods and the bads, really. And I learnt a lot from him in regards to that. And then he saw that I kind of really enjoyed the side of coffee and stuff. So that's where I started, or my brain started to be like, oh, like you actually enjoy this. Like I was actually going to work and I was like, I actually really like working here. And that slowly turned into, you know, managing it, working. And then I actually got offered a position to be a part owner in that business.
Shit.
And that's where it kind of took off because I was his partner kind of thing. And yeah, we worked really well.
So you found it really early then?
Really early. So at the age of 19, I had an investment in a business already. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, and that's where it kind of like looped around, and ever since then I've said I don't ever want to work for anybody else but, you know, but myself.
Yeah.
So,
How
yeah.
old are you now?
I'm 23.
23.
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy shit. And last time we spoke, you mentioned that you will be opening up your second cafe in hopefully by the end of this year.
Yeah, that's in the talks at the moment.
Yeah.
It looks like it's locked and loaded. So
Yeah.
we've got not going to say any locations or anything yet, but it looks like it's going ahead, and we've already kind of got the designs done and everything. So I'm really excited. I think that where that actual location is, it's a missing target. So I think that having a specialty coffee joint right there would be awesome. And I'm very excited. Very excited.
Well, maybe when we get you back on for your second episode of
definitely.
Before the Money, we'll be able to talk all about the success of this new place.
Yeah, definitely, man. Of course. Happy to.
Where's the existing one?
So at the moment we're located at in Southport, so north of the Gold Coast. It's a little like a precinct called Churn Park. And it's used to be, so funny story, it used to be like the ghetto area of Southport. Nobody used to go there. Like I'm talking like not even 10 years ago. Like nobody used to go there. It was basically a shit town. Like it was just shit. So, and now it's turned into like a little, it sort of, when you go in there, it sort of reminds you of Brisbane, like their little towns and like little.
It's a little hideaway.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like full of cafes now. There's like 3-4 other cafes around us. Really cool bakeries, hair salons. It's a real live area every day. So,
and it's so close to the Broadwater.
Correct. Yeah, it's like we have heaps of people that just grab a coffee and walk down to the water, and it's not even like 5-10 minute walk. So yeah.
So I'm really curious. You know, as someone, you know, I've never dabbled in the cafe space, but I should imagine that where you choose to set up your location is probably one of the most important decisions you could ever make.
Definitely.
So why did you choose Churn Park?
Why did we choose Churn Park? That's
a big commitment to kind of pull the trigger on.
Yep. So funny enough, we had so many of these questions when we actually first started renovating the place, because around us was actually 4 other cafes. And people were like, why? Like, why would you add another cafe? Like, or it was like, oh, there's a fucking other cafe going in. And then slowly but surely, like,
it's like gang wars, bro.
Oh, trust me. Like you walk to work and every manager
just
or
giving
owner,
you devil eyes.
we're just all looking at each other. No, it's not like that. We're pretty good with everybody around there. But what it actually,
you know what I'm imagining? The fucking, you know, Anchorman, how they have the fucking walls?
Yeah.
Just, every cafe just fucking loads up on a Friday afternoon.
No, it's pretty, like, luckily enough, everybody around there is actually really nice. Like all the owners and managers, we kind of get along. I think that everybody's got, and that's where I'm trying to get to, is everybody's got their type of style and how they run their cafe. And that's where we came in, I think, as a specialty coffee shop, where from how we design the cafe to how we make our coffee to our food to everything is completely different to every other cafe in the area. And I think that if we didn't go in with that mindset of being a point of difference, I don't think we'd be here. So I think that's where it even stemmed from the actual caravan. We were completely different from the start, and we implemented that into the coffee shop, and it's kind of worked out from there. So, yeah.
What about your beans? Because like
Beans, yeah.
dude next that I go to 2 minutes from my house, he goes out of his way to find new beans from new places. Do you have like your beans that you know are good, and you're like, yeah, we're sticking to our beans?
Yeah.
Old faithfuls.
Or do you a bit explorative? Do you try new
Yeah,
things?
100%. And so we have the coffee roaster that we use is Blackboard Coffee Roasters. So they're originally from the Gold Coast, owned by a guy called Nick. Really nice guy. Really knows this stuff about coffee. Very knowledgeable.
Fucking huge industry.
Huge. Oh,
holy shit!
One of the biggest industries in the world, man. Yeah.
Yeah, and it is all over the world.
All over the world. Wherever you go, you'll at least find in one particular place like 2 good coffee shops. I guarantee you. And this particular guy, so Gold Coast 10 to 15 years ago with coffee, and still to this day, we're behind lots of places in Australia. So everybody knows about a Melbourne and Sydney, Adelaide coffee. Like they're big on their coffee and whatever they do in regards to hospitality. And I think that everybody that does start something takes a bit, like a little piece from each, I think.
Each area. 100%.
So this guy actually came from Melbourne and brought it to the Gold Coast. And he was kind of the first person that started the culture of coffee on the Gold Coast.
This is 15 years ago, you're saying?
Oh, not 15, but kind of I'm talking in regards to the Gold Coast, like moving on to better coffee and coffee shops and being trendy. And now he brought it in, and ever since then they've done really, really well because it's amazing coffee. They have a seasonal espresso. That's what we use. So it's kind of got a bit of everything in there, bit of Brazilian, Ethiopian blends. So, and it's not your dark roast of coffee. It's very just smooth, everyday drinker kind of coffee. So you can come in and I guarantee you'll enjoy the coffee. It's like in that middle kind of section. Yeah.
I used to work at a courier depot, Fastway.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm supposed to say that. Beat that shit out if I'm not supposed to. But I used to work for them, and fuck, you knew when the fucking Blackboard coffee orders were coming in because the boxes came in like thousands, bro. Everybody's buying off them.
Yeah. That's a business
He's
I want to
killing
own.
it.
Yeah, the boys do really well. Yeah, like the whole team's awesome as well. They're actually coming out with a new blend as well soon, so that's really exciting.
Would you ever experiment into your own coffee roasting?
Correct. 100%. That's the plan. That's how
it's in the works.
That's not in the works. I think that's our end plan to kind of start distributing and roasting coffee.
WavyBone.
WavyBone, yeah. So we that was from the start. That was WavyBone's goal, to start distributing coffee all around Australia. Like that's our biggest thing. To kind of get there, the reason being why we don't want to start that yet is because branding, I think, has to be there. The branding of the business has to be like, wow, when people look at it, they have to be, what is that? Like, what do they do? Like, it just has, and that's what we're working towards. And I think we're on the right track. Yeah. I think, give it another 5 years.
Yeah. Well, you guys are still so young. You know? I mean, young in business growth, but also, young personally as well.
Correct,
so how old is your business partner?
Mike's 2 years older than me, so it was 25.
25.
Yeah, still very young. Still babies.
Yeah. I'm 23, and I've been having a conversation out there and how fast time is going, and there's this thing that my parents keep telling me, right? It's like, oh, it keeps getting faster as you get older. And I'm starting to fucking believe
Realize
that. I'm starting to
the years have gone past. Like,
bro, it's
much
such a
definitely. Well, ever since kind of I graduated in 2015. Yeah. So ever since then, man, you look back, like when you say 5 years ago, you're like, what?
I'm coming up on my 10-year school reunion.
Dude.
What?
That's fucking wild.
Are you going to go to it?
2023? I don't know, bro.
What school did you go to?
I went to TSS.
TSS. Oh, you both. That's right.
That
you both went to
shit
TSS.
You ain't getting no publicity. Fuck that shit.
But yeah, fucking 10 years. 2023 will be 10 years.
Crazy.
And yeah, I'll probably end up going.
Oh, you have to.
I've run
You
into
have
some
to.
old
You
boys
have to.
already in the last like couple
Yeah.
of months and been like, "Oh, what you up to, bro?
How
doing
you
this,
been?
this, and this." I'm just
What are
like,
you doing?
"Oh, I'm looking forward to this reunion.
Yeah,
Let's go."
nice.
Wait till you
Nah,
see what
reunions
I
are
got
always
cooking.
good.
Yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be cool. Be
Always
cool.
good. Yeah, definitely.
So I can't find my phone, but it's got the timer on us to see. Surely we're getting up to an interlude.
Look, you'll be able to tell you on the top left-hand
I've
side
got,
of that screen over there. The beauty of not a live show. You can cut all this out.
There you go.
Done.
And
Oh, is
there's
that
our
it? Did it
fucking
just cut off?
interlude, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be back in 2 seconds before the
Let's
fucking
go,
money.
baby.
Let's
This
go.
has been a
More
mad
money,
start.
let's go.
Let's go.
Holy shit, I'm fucking drunk.
And we're rolling.
Like the setting looks so sick. I look at these guys when I'm surfing.
Boom. Boom. We live. We live.
Before the money, baby. ANARCHYLabel.com.
Well,
There you go.
bye. Welcome back. Before the money, baby. Let's fucking go.
Let's go.
It's not even an hour later.
We out here.
Four drinks.
We
down.
powered through that
Bit
interlude, man.
different, but
Loved it.
woo.
Good start.
I'm gonna bring this back with this bottle right here. So our man's has brought us this bottle of wine right here. It's been fucking beautiful too. And I know that because I didn't put my fucking cup down the whole time.
It's got us in the mood, definitely.
100%.
It's-
Just look at that
this-
label as well.
This label, if you're watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see this label
podcast-
is metal.
It flied after that bottle.
I've never
It's definitely
seen.
lubricated the vocal
Oh,
fucking cords. So
Definitely.
I've never
Uh,
seen a bottle with a metal label on it before.
Neither
like,
have I.
ever.
Neither have I.
you haven't spent enough time around royalty yet.
No.
Oh, look, now we have. Here we go.
WavyBone, baby. Let's fucking go. Let's dive back into this next part of the session. We're progressively getting drunker as the night goes on, which is kind of the point. But we're gonna try and hold it together for this
Let's do
section. And we want to dive back into, obviously you're an interesting dude, man. Like you're 22, fucking about to open up your second cafe. Like you've been in this game for a little while at such a young age already. And I feel like you're in a little bit of a common room right now. We've all been on that grind for fucking ages. But I want to dive into what fucking created Darvin? Like what makes a human being want to take on a life of uncertainty and fucking, what would you even call it? Like it's like a love-hate relationship with life when you go to try and take on a business, really, isn't it?
Definitely.
You know?
But I actually had a situation where I think everything changed for me.
Mhm.
I was a real healthy kid, like growing up, playing soccer, always active, ran at a young age. Like mom and dad would always fucking have really nice food at home, and nutrition was a thing for us. So I one day actually discovered that I had a lump in my it wasn't in my throat, but it was like a gland.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kept touching it, and I was like, fuck, I had a flu or something. So I just thought maybe it was, just reached a point where it just got a bit numb or whatever. And I left it, didn't think anything of it. Like I was,
You
whatever.
don't at that age.
You don't. Yeah.
literally.
So, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks goes past, still there. And I'm like, fuck, again, I'm like, all good. Doesn't matter. Get on with your life. But then I realized, I was like, why do I keep thinking about it? What's going on? And back in the day, I'd be going to mates' houses, and I started to feel tired. Like I was working a lot, but I was always tired, always. And I was getting enough sleep. I was still exercising. I was doing just normal teenager stuff. And it reached a level where I kept thinking about it, and it started to really affect me. And I was like, fuck it. I'll go to a doctor because the lump is still there. So just go. Went in. I was like, hey mate, like I've got this lump. Can you please just check it out? Whether it's good or bad, I want to know what's going on. go in and he touches it. He's like, how old are you? I'm like, 17, 18 at the time. And he's like, fuck, you're all good. Like, don't worry about it. Go do a scan and a blood test for me and just get back to me, but nothing to worry about, honestly. This happened, I still remember, on the 18th of January, 2016. I remember. Australia Day, I'm partying, like, as you do.
As you do.
I'm partying
yeah.
with a bunch of mates at our house, and I get this random no caller ID call, and it's the doctor, and he's like, hey mate, I'm gonna have to come in. You're gonna have to come in so I can come and have a look at that again. And I was a bit like, that kind of fucked the whole day for me because I got really worried.
Yeah.
And I called dad, mum, like pretty much everyone, because obviously if he's calling you back and in that tone of voice, he was just, okay, let's do it. So I went back, and he was like, look, I don't know how I feel about this, but I've had a second thought. Looked at it, touched it, and I remember I didn't even go with my parents. I was with my auntie, and when he touched it and he looked at me, I was like, oh fuck, this is not good. This is not fucking. And he looked at me, and I was still so young, so I guess like when I saw, I kind of knew what was going on. And he was like, I don't want to scare you, but I think you've got lymphoma.
What is lymphoma?
So lymphoma is like, your glands in your body. So you've got your glands under pretty much your throat, your groins, under your armpits. They're your glands. So they pretty much function pretty much your whole body. Yeah. Like when you get sick, they get swollen. Yeah. When he said that, I didn't take it as I actually took it pretty good. And he was like, look, go do a scan for me. Let's do a biopsy, and let's do he wanted to do a bone marrow straight away because thought it was pretty serious. So went into that, and I was already stressed. Like going home to mum and dad was the worst thing. Very European family. So mum, like the worst thing for me was going back home, and mum was just always in distraught. Like it wasn't even crying. It was like wail crying, like so bad. And I think that affected me. So the doctor actually told me all the symptoms if I'm actually feeling them. This is before any test. And he was like, are you feeling this? Are you feeling that? So the common symptoms of lymphoma are nighttime sweats. Yeah. Like you wake up and you're fucking drenched.
Were you feeling that?
Oh, we're gonna get it. Like it was so, whatever he told me out of the symptoms, I started to feel every fucking symptom. Single.
He had told you.
Dude, because my brain, and this is where I figured out what your brain can actually fucking do. It could turn you into anything. Because I actually started believing that I had lymphoma even before any test was run.
Yeah, shit.
Because he's like, do you have this? Do you have that? Do you have this? I'm like, no, I don't. And then once I started thinking about it, my whole brain was like, you've got it. Yeah. You've got lymphoma, and that's it. Like
what other symptoms?
So you've got night sweats, swelling just around like your feet or like your knuckles. What else was there? Tired. So when he said tired, I was like, fuck,
fucking tired.
I've been tired. I've been so tired the past like couple of months. I've always been tired. So anyways, ran the tests and everything. And when the test came back, he actually told me that I have lymphoma. So I had to go back. So papers and everything, I had to go back and I had to tell everyone. It was fucked, man. Anyways, so this is all happening. Like it's so, for me emotionally, it was.
Well, you're 18 at the time?
17 turning 18, just about to turn 18. And yeah, that was like, so back and forth, I've got it. Went in, did another test. Is like, I'm going to have to run more tests. There's something not going on here that's like coming together. Did another test, came back all good. So I was I wouldn't say I was fucked around, but it was just none of this was making sense. Even my family was like, what is going on? Like, this is not right. This, like, I'm already at this stage emotionally as a 17-year-old going through so much fucking, like, when somebody tells you that you have that particular cancer, man, like, I remember being in that room just fucking dropping. Like, everything, I think, like, I learned so, I think it's like a whole something that's been built up in you for so long, and everything just comes out. Like, I was crying my eyes out. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, what do you do? And then, ran heaps of tests. This is a 4 to 5 month procedure. This wasn't like 2-3 weeks or a month.
So you're living with that thought in your head.
And then every day was like, fuck, like, what's going on? Because, and the thing is, like, the one thing that kept me positive was like, this is actually like, why is this actually taking so long? If it's kind of like, are you a cancer patient kind of thing? Like, it shouldn't be taking this long. So went back and forth, did biopsies, did every scan under the, like, I remember them putting me under like this needle machine thing at a pathology clinic. And I was there for just 3 hours, just chilling, watching like Netflix.
While getting needles.
Test. Like, it was fucking weird. And long story short, it ended up being an infected gland.
So
relatively fucking simple.
Once you had gone through that though, like, where's your head at after you heard that news?
So once I heard that, okay, first thing I did, fucking told the whole family. Family was a bit pissed off, but amazed about everything that's going on. They're just happy. Went to the specialist. I remember when the specialist, because I ended up going to a full specialist, everything, private hospital, like, and when he told me, dude, you're as healthy as a normal 17-year-old, like, don't worry about anything. And first thing that happened, I gave him a fucking huge hug, like, I love you. So ended up going home that night. We actually had, it was like a Thursday night, and we actually had a huge party. He's like, I'm still at this stage, just got out of school, so it was just so random, like a Thursday night, you're partying, all this stuff. I actually 2 weeks later, I booked Europe.
Yeah.
And I went to Europe for 4 months.
Fuck yeah! Where did you go?
I did 11 countries in Europe. Yeah, so to me, it was a big, I don't know, me and the girlfriend at the time, we just wanted to travel, really. And I ended up, going, so me and my best mate and my girlfriend and her good friend, we kind of just decided to just fuck it, just do it, because we were all on like the same path kind of thing. So luckily enough, me and Dino, one of my really good friends, we ended up going to 6 weeks prior to the girls. So we went everywhere. Like, it was really, really good. Partied a lot. So in that time, this is where I'm getting at. In that time, I really thought about life.
Yeah.
What is actually, like, what you've been through? Why are you in Europe? What actually got you here? Like, if none of this happened, you would not be here right now. So what has that taught you at the end of the day? And it was fuck it. When you think about it, it was fuck it. Do it.
Just do it.
Do you. Don't take life too seriously. The most important thing is life is health. That's another thing that I really, really, took on board, because when that happened to me, I was like, fuck, you're not healthy. You're not eating well. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. That taught me a lot. So when that all happened, that's the biggest thing that actually I got out of it was fuck it and do it. Whatever you have your mind on, you just gotta keep going.
The rug can be pulled out from under us so quickly.
Oh man,
it's insane. We bounce through life thinking, like with this,
it's all good,
invincible beings.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it just takes that one piece of bad news, and it's like, oh, okay. Yeah. Actually, I'm pretty fragile.
Yeah, 100%. And that's when it was like, when that all happened and I got back, that's when that venture started, where I told you with the other business partner, with the coffee and everything. And that's when, even when that came up to me, I was an 18, 19-year-old. I was like, fuck it, do it. You've already been through. I wouldn't say I was through all this stuff. It isn't an excuse. I think it just switched me on.
Well, I was just about to say it's such an interesting perspective to have, because like, you know, you see people who come back from like the brink of death and they have this amazing perspective change, and you've had that without having to be on the brink of death.
Yeah.
Like, but in that moment when you hear that,
yeah,
that news,
100%.
like you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like this could be fucking it. So you've like been there, seen that, come out of it. And I was also going to say it's super interesting that straight out of that, travel is what you decided to do.
Yeah.
That's again another perspective shifting thing to do.
So I think that's funny you say that, actually. That was like it was like just a table. It was like that, travel, started thinking about so much like stuff that I wanted to do, and then it was execute, do it. And yeah, like I'm grateful that happened. Like I wouldn't change it any other way.
Yeah, for what I'm gathering, that kind of like was your little bit of a like kick up the ass. It's like, all right, what the fuck you doing?
Yeah, and that's why I say like don't take life too seriously, man. Yeah, live your life. Fucking be a good person. Be an amazing person. Surround yourself with the people that you want to be around with, and just do life. Whatever you want to do, like just fucking do it.
Flash forward kind of 10 years from now, what does your dream life look like?
So at this age, I'm gonna be so honest right now.
Yeah, go with it, man. You're in a safe space.
I love kids. Like I really want to be a big family man.
Mad.
Yeah, like for my kids to have like everything and anything kind of, that's kind of what I look at as being so important to me. Like the way my parents raised me, I was lucky enough to be in that environment for the whole of my life. So I think that had a big impact with me as well. But yeah, kind of reach a level where I'm so happy with family, and kind of settle down at a younger age where I can travel with them, and you know, bring
them on the journey with you.
Yeah, exactly. You know, but like I said, surround people around you that you love, and enjoy it with them. Enjoy success with your closest ones. And I want to kind of reach that level with WavyBone where, you know, it's a world renowned business, not just national. So I want to take this to a level where it's everybody knows about it, and that's the goal.
You got back orders for WavyBone.
Yeah.
Book in advance, baby.
So that's the goal. Definitely.
How cool would it be? And this is just a tangent because I'm a little bit fucking drunk right now. So how cool would it be if Australia...
I'm getting really emotional just a bit.
Mate, thank you for opening up. Really appreciate
100%.
it. So how cool would it be if Australia opened up like weed cafes? And we could like WavyBone fucking weed cafes.
Shout out! Shout out to Mike right now. If you were here, dude. If Mike was here, right?
Is that your business partner?
You would have the best conversation about this.
We'll get him on soon.
So, when you say that, weed cafe. So I've been to Amsterdam.
Yeah,
been to
great city.
Been to LA. Been to California, and we did everything, like, especially, so that was the first place that I went in Europe.
Amsterdam.
Same, bro.
That was the first stop. So
same.
Shit. Fucking yeah, we smoked weed back here, like before that and everything. But when we got there, just being in an environment, like you get off the train,
yeah, it's sick.
You just smell like, it's just weird. You're coming from a country that, you know, is not westernized to it. So, excuse me. Yeah, it was like, walk out of the trams, fucking people smoking Bulldog Cafe. So normal. Yeah, and it was just like, it was so cool just to experience.
Everywhere you walk, and like, what I found most trippy about Amsterdam is like, there's like this tiny, it's like old shops that work in a spiral around the city center.
Yeah.
And everywhere you walk, you can just smell weed.
Weed, yeah. Well, that's the first thing. You get off the tram or the train, weed, boom, straight away. And yeah, so we went to a coffee shop Man, this is so funny. And fuck, we're like, nothing's too strong, you know. It's all good. Anyways, me and Dino, we got a joint, and then I don't know, he got like an edible or something.
Yeah.
This is the funniest part of it. So we're smoking this joint, all good, walking around the city, did our shopping, all good, like having a great time, just going by a day. That Amsterdam, like for shopping and stuff, gangster, so good. They've got everything there. And then so we got back to the apartment, showered, and then we're gonna go back out to like a bar or something, and we took the edible. Like it was just fucking. It was like, I don't know, cookies and cream,
Yeah.
fucking whatever, cookie.
They're dangerous, man.
Dangerous. So took it, got back. We actually got back that night a bit earlier, and fuck, we were obviously we were stoned, and we woke up. So we fell asleep probably like 7 o'clock that night. We woke up the next night. It was like 7:30. I shit you not, 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Legit.
And we were just looking at each other. What is going
It's
on?
like a time warp,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, we woke up like, holy
Legit, I missed my
shit.
flight from Amsterdam to Paris because I was just so stoned. We just slept like nearly 24 hours.
Yeah, it's a good experience.
You have to. Did you visit the red light district?
We
How
went-
fucking trippy
we,
is that,
dude,
man?
so it is the weirdest thing about it is it's so normal over there. So
Legit.
we went peak hour, like peak summer, sorry. And dude, you've got the red light district, it's pretty much going into like, I don't know if you're on the Gold Coast, go to Burleigh or Surface or whatever.
Mhm.
And then in the windows, there's just chicks everywhere
It's like window shopping for,
Yeah, for
you know,
girls.
girls. I
And
didn't
then-
see any guys though. I didn't.
The blue, you've got
Yeah,
a couple
yeah,
of blue
there's a
lights.
blue
There's a
light.
blue light, is
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we were walking through, dude, it's like 1 a.m. and there's like just families walking around with kids, and it's so
Mm.
it's so it's so normal over there.
Mm,
Like
yeah.
people don't, pretty cool, but like
It's legit. It is
it's
completely
different. It's
space, eh?
different.
Yeah.
Through the catalog.
yeah,
Legit. So when you were going across Europe and stuff like that, I know they have a pretty old coffee culture. Did that kind of give you any ideas
Yeah.
for, you know, what you wanted to start? Or
Definitely,
did you
yeah.
already have an idea?
Yeah, so I've kind of always, for some reason, I think it would be just having a European background. So mum, dad, grandma, love. So every time they would sit down, they'd have a coffee.
Mhm.
No matter what time it was, it could
Like-
be at nighttime, morning, lunch. They loved their
for
coffee.
dessert.
So that, I think that was the introduction. And then going out to like Europe and stuff, that kind of just like the Bulldog Cafe. It doesn't have to be like a weed cafe,
Mhm.
but going to their shops and experiencing like what they do was like kind of a hit of like, oh, this is really
Center
cool.
of culture.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Did
Yeah.
you say that like, because you know we were talking about WavyBone before, and you were saying how you were like treating the van like it was a shop. Do you
Mm.
reckon there's like almost like a European influence
Oh,
that you brought in with it
100%.
as well?
So we've got a slogan in the business. It's culturally crafted coffee.
Yeah.
Hey.
nice,
Yeah,
nice.
so
That
that's
flows off the tongue.
Yeah. So what we kind of, and that's the difference in what we kind of do is the experience that you get with us is a culture of whatever we've kind of put in front of you. So it's the European backgrounds. It's coffee matters most. When you walk into the coffee shop, you're gonna get a good coffee.
Mhm.
I guarantee it. And with dining, it's like we've got it's only like a 54 square meter spot. It's pretty small, but we still offer it's a full dining experience. You don't order up the front. We come to you. We
True,
we
table
bring
service.
table service.
Yeah.
So we bring out sparkling or normal water. So when you come in, you shouldn't be doing anything but relaxing, eating food and drinking coffee.
Mhm.
That's the way I see it. And that's where it kind of stems out. And that's why we've kind of built a base already, I think, because that initial contact with a customer is there straight away.
Mhm.
So it's like, hey mate, how are you? How's your day? Whether he or she is like, whatever, you've still made that initial contact to be like, oh, he's he's a
cool.
nice guy. I know what you're about.
Sets the tone. Yeah.
Exactly. And then whether like that's where I think that in this day and age, have they've kind of changed. Fair enough to COVID with paying on like scanners and everything. I think it just takes away from like the culture of it. That's where it comes from.
It removes the human interaction in a lot of ways.
Definitely.
And it's interesting because before when we were talking, you were touching on how, you know, you have these people that come through every day and you can see when they walk in, you see their 100%, ups, you see their downs, you're a part of their life. It's
definitely a part of their life. We have a bunch of boys actually that come in every single morning, Monday to Friday, and they're Sparkies. They work at SeaWorld, and they build roller coasters, which is pretty cool. And they come in every single morning at 5:15, and they'll stick around till probably 6. The funny thing is they order 2 coffees each, so it's always interesting.
2 coffees each.
2 coffees
the same
each
coffees
every time. I know that. Yeah, every single time.
You just see them and you know.
Yeah. So they pretty much come in every day, and they come in on weekends sometimes, and you see them, and you're like. Sometimes he comes in a bit, you know, tired. Sometimes he comes a bit energetic. Sometimes comes in a bit like pissed off, and you're like, you know this person now. Like, So
do you remember names? Are you on that level?
That is my biggest thing. I'll remember every coffee and name order if you keep coming. Like if you come in 2-3 times, I already know what's going on. And that's what I think people appreciate a lot.
100%. I would really appreciate that. Now, our timer has just gone off to enter our second interlude. We're going to be real quick. Then we're going to bounce back in. I want to dive a little bit further into kind of your mindset and where you see yourself in the future. Then we'll wrap things up. You know, I really appreciate you guys hanging around. We'll be back in just a moment. We are rolling.
We're back.
Thank you, guys. That was a very brief interlude of Before the Money. We are back again. We are feeling fine and looking good. Make sure you check us out on YouTube. ANARCHY TV. You will be able to see us all in full HD, get a visual and a spectacle of everyone sitting in this room. You'll also be able to see a little bit of a replay of everything that's going on outside the studio right now. You know, we've got a bunch of people down. They're all talking big ideas. You know, they're having a good time, which is good. We're about to play some beer pong after we wrap up this episode.
You're about to get your eyes beat in beer pong.
Man, I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah, bro. I got a question.
Yeah.
What other fucking podcasts are doing this shit, baby? Let's go! Get on our level, boys. Let's go, baby.
Legit. So we want to keep this quite brief for the closing out segment. Let's dive back into where did we leave off from? We were talking about, you know, your mindset after you came out of lymphoma and stuff, like how that affected you as you were traveling and stuff like that. So why don't we talk a little bit into where your head's at right now and what you're striving to for the near future?
It's a good question. I love that question.
Yeah.
Look, I think I'm on a kind of I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good at the moment. Like I've kind of I'm structured. I know I kind of have an awareness of what I'm doing and what I want to achieve in the next coming months, and kind of I don't like to look too forward. When I say forward, like I don't like to say next coming years or anything. I think, you know, being in the present moment and focusing what you got in front of you right now will get you to a level in the future of where you want to be. So look, man, I've been enjoying, you know, I was speaking to Reese before, I love running.
Yeah.
So that's been a big thing for me. Going to do a marathon soon and everything. So just getting prepped and mentally be prepped up for that and try and go the whole distance. That's the biggest thing. So, yeah, look, man, I'm a happy person generally. Especially being around you boys in the environment, fucking love it. So yeah, just keep focusing on myself, training, being aware of things that, you know, are important to me, and just keep developing and understanding and gaining a knowledge in life and, you know, the people around me. So
to take each day as it comes.
Oh, exactly, man.
100%.
Exactly. Definitely.
It's been like a fucking blur for me, like the last couple of months. So I'm not gonna lie.
100%, dude. Like
I've had a little
Like,
I was just having that conversation 2 minutes ago
Yeah.
out there. I was like, look, I'm just taking every day as it is because every day is different. Every
Yeah.
day brings
Yeah.
new information.
Exactly.
And we just gotta fucking be able to adapt.
roll with the
Exactly.
punches, man.
There we go. Floyd
And
Mayweather,
like
baby.
you never know what's coming up, man. Next day, you
100%.
don't know. You don't
That's
know.
the
so-
interesting thing,
For
man.
good
So
or bad as well. like,
Exactly.
you just don't know.
Mm.
things change like in a fucking instant, which is interesting though. So let's kind of dive into, because we want to begin to wrap this episode up.
Yeah.
So flashback to say for 17-year-old you, what advice would you give 17-year-old you based on the knowledge you have now?
Oh, that's another good question.
Man's always comes to with
Hey.
the big question.
Damn. I guess I was a very stressed 17-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was just like, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? Like,
Mhm.
and now if I was to look at myself at where I'm at right now and tell myself tell that 17-year-old what to do, I'd be like, dude, just relax. Just the thing is, you don't realize how young you are. You're so young. You've got so much in front of you. You've got to realize we're still so young.
Yeah,
And that,
legit.
how long, that was like 5 years ago, 6 years ago now. So as a 17-year-old, man, I'll just tell myself, look, enjoy life, enjoy teenagehood, make as many friends as you can, and just live your life. So,
Just
Yeah.
fucking do it, eh?
yeah.
That's the thing, that all you really have is this present moment.
Oh,
You know,
100%, man.
the only thing
There's
that really
nothing else
lasts.
matters, really.
Yeah.
I
Like, what-
resonate hard with that like advice to your 17-year-old self, because like that's what I can attribute to myself in the last year. It's
Yeah.
just like really harnessing that, just fucking live it. You don't know
Yeah.
what's coming, you don't know what's gonna
Mhm.
happen. You can't
Yeah.
control it either.
Exactly.
So just fucking live it and enjoy it as it's happening.
Yeah.
And more will come.
Yeah, exactly. Because there is you listen to entrepreneurs and you have all these, I guess, personal development and speakers that specialize in all this stuff. And you've got the Gary V's, and I bet you've seen like when he's like, "Fuck, you're only fucking 30, like
Yeah.
you're just fucking starting."
You're just warming up. Yeah.
So definitely,
But one thing that I found as well, it's kind of like, yes, you can have ambition, but there seems to be this door that people come up against when their ambition actually needs to meet hard work. You know, like and we're experiencing it quite a bit recently.
Yeah.
When push comes to shove, it's like, all right, now show up. That's usually where a lot of people stop.
Yeah,
Now
you
show
know?
up is the question that separates the boys from the men.
Yeah.
100%.
yeah, 100%.
So it's being in the right place, and it's like get clear on what you want to do and realize what you
Yeah.
need to do
Yeah.
to get to where you want to be.
I think that also is separating. What it actually separates is actually personal habit.
Yeah.
That's a big. I've read. I'm reading this book, and I've read it actually a couple of times now. I really like it. It's 7 high performing habits,
Yeah.
Mm.
and it pretty much it's when you actually read the book, you actually are like this is actually crazy on how it actually what it means by 7 habits. Like it,
Mhm.
for example, waking up in the morning, showering, and going back to your bedroom and fixing your whole bed. Just by doing that in the
Yeah.
morning, you've already fucking accomplished
You've
something.
already won.
Mm.
So if
Yeah.
you can, another thing, pushing that snooze button when you get up,
Mhm.
fucking don't do it.
Yeah.
Get the fuck up. Like get up. You got to go because you're telling your habit when that alarm goes off is like, fuck, just press the snooze button and you keep doing it.
Life can wait for me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just do it. Get up.
It's not
Fix
just
your
that
bed.
moment.
Once
Yeah.
you start that, you've already accomplished something. You're ready to go. When you walk out that door, you're just going to keep smashing those little obstacles during the day.
Mhm.
And you get back home and you're like, fuck it, let's do it. Like, I can do this every day. The more you do it, you form a habit. Next thing you know, you're fucking you're getting better and better at all this stuff.
Fucking pushing a rolls before you
That's
even
it.
know it.
That's
Baby,
it.
top down, let's go.
Before the money, baby. Let's go.
Uh,
Fucking oath. All right. Well, I mean, this has been a really mad chat. Is there anything we want to cover before we wrap this up?
do you want to ask me anything else?
Yeah, I reckon you've given us pure
Nah, this has
gold.
been awesome,
Yeah,
guys.
this
Really,
has been a good
I
time.
really appreciate you guys having me on board and speaking with you guys. Honestly, even outside and having this environment around me, I love it. I've gotten along with everybody outside,
It's how we like
with
it,
you
man.
boys as well. Like, I've met Reese tonight for the first time, and
Mhm.
I've had such a good time.
Fuck yeah.
We've been
Fucking
on a
oath.
date before.
Yeah, we went on a coffee date the other day.
So we're all good, but yeah, really love it, guys.
Thank you
what
for
you guys,
coming in, man.
what you boys are doing is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's just warming
Yeah.
up, bro. That's
Yeah.
what we
Yeah,
like
we
about
just
it.
get
It's so
started,
exciting.
baby.
Yeah.
This is the
Uh,
very first live
baby.
event as well.
Baby,
Let's go.
go.
Fucking hell. So this is Before the Money. We're here with Darvin. You know him by now. I don't have to fucking introduce him again. And this has been a lot of fun. This has been an experiment. And I think it turned out well.
Yeah, and I've got to give a massive shout out to every one of you guys sitting out there who have fucking come and hung out with us,
Yeah.
had a fucking awesome night with us, and look, we just getting started, baby.
Yeah,
Let's
it's warming up.
go.
Huge
I'm
shout
about
out
to
to
smash you in
Electric
beer
Sugar.
pong, bro. Let's go.
All right.
Thank you
Fucking
for
oath.
everybody who came out here tonight. We love you all. Thank you. We're
Thank
about
you,
to come
guys.
out there and
Appreciate it.
embrace y'all.
Thank you, guys. Thank you to Electric Sugar for providing this incredible space for
Thank
us
you,
to do our
Scotty.
thing. This
Sorry. I don't know. I was like, I need to input something. And it's like, woo. Apparently that was it.
Yeah, that's all it takes. Paige, why don't you give us an actual little hello?
Hello.
Paige, come and introduce yourself to the microphone.
Hi guys, my name is Paige. Good night and before the money mob. See you
Let's
later.
go.